What is going on, Screen Watcher Nation? I am back here for another Christmas movie review. Before we hop on into it though, please like and subscribe to my channel so you can always get the most updates, whether it's during the Christmas season or throughout the entire year.
Shh, they're about to start the movie.
Alright, so today we are going to do a review on How the Grinch Stole Christmas, the 2000 remake of the cartoon of the past. And that is why I kind of went into this movie extremely skeptical the first time I saw it. I enjoyed the heck out of the cartoon version of How the Grinch Stole Christmas. It's iconic, it's well done, and I watch it pretty much every year whenever I find it on television during the 25 days of Christmas and all that kind of stuff. So it's been kind of a constant that's been there forever. So I was really afraid going into this movie that they were going to just take it so over the top or so in one direction versus another that it was going to kind of ruin the childhood happiness that I had in my heart for the character of the Grinch and the overall story and moral of How the Grinch Stole Christmas. But before we get into the plot and anything like that, let's jump into this all-star cast. Leading off, you have Jim Carrey, who plays the Grinch. You would know him from Ace Ventura, Liar Liar, just a ton of other movies like The Truman Show, Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. So some very silly, funny movies and some very serious acting chops all the way across the board with Jim Carrey, one of my favorite actors of all time. You have Taylor Momsen, who plays Cindy Lou Who. She's been in a couple of other movies since then, but she has been in a lot of music acts as well. That's where I've known her since this movie, really. She sings in the movie and she sings on stage. Sadly, she is not the sweet little innocent girl that she was in this movie, which kind of made me a little depressed, but that's okay. Moving on. You have Jeffrey Tambor, who plays Mayor Augustus Mayhew, and you would know him from Transparent, Arrested Development, The Accountant. Again, deep roles with Jeffrey Tambor, again with a huge range with his acting ability. You have Christine Baranski. She plays Martha May Whovier. You would know her from Chicago and the musical Into the Woods. You have Bill Irwin. He plays Lou Who. You would know him. He was the voice actor in Interstellar. He was the voice actor for Tars, the robot, and you would also know him from Lady in the Water. Then you have Molly Shannon. She plays Betty Lou Who, and you would know her from SNL. You would know her from the spin-off of her SNL character, Superstar. You would also know her from Never Been Kissed. The reason why I think these cast members are so important, not only are they in the movie for almost the entirety of it, but they have done so many different types of roles throughout their career. They've been slapstick comedy, they've been real thought comedy, they've been real thought drama, and then they've been very serious kind of actors and actresses in roles all across their timelines. And that's why I think I ended up liking this movie more than I thought I was going to coming into the theaters. How the Grinch Stole Christmas is based on this character, the Grinch, who had fallen into this world on accident, basically. And in the movie version, you kind of see his bassinet floating down from the storks, and the wind swirls him over to Whoville instead of where he was supposed to be going. And he's the only one in this town who hates Christmas. And he finally finds somebody who he wants to have, give them a good Christmas present, gets real excited about it, and everything goes terribly awry, therefore just cementing the fact that Christmas to him is terrible. He goes and becomes a recluse up in the mountains and just hates everybody in Whoville, and that's his life now. Then enters Cindy Lou Who invites him to be the cheermaster for the celebration for Christmas, because she believes in the whole spirit of Christmas and thinks that everybody should be together, and him being up alone there is sad, and she starts doing kind of an investigation on the Grinch and how he got the way that he was. That's the basic plot outline of the movie. The reason why I enjoyed the movie so much is you had such a good mix of funny moments, you had good one-liners, you had good, again, people falling down is funny. So there were people falling down and it was funny moments. And then you also had really, really heartwarming moments. You had somebody doubting the whole point of Christmas, which is actually a pretty heavy thing, as a religious person myself. And, you have all of the consumerism versus the point of the season, and they kind of brought that up a little bit. And that's a little bit of the basis of the original cartoon as well. So they stayed very true to the original source material, which is, again, another reason why I think this movie was so successful and why people took to it so quickly and so wholeheartedly. The other reason why I think it did so well is Jim Carrey acted his butt off this entire movie, wearing prosthetics that took him hours to get into and hours to get out of. He literally, in interviews, called it torture and actually had to talk to military personnel while he was shooting, about how to deal with post-traumatic stress, how people get through interrogation training and things like that, because sitting in the chair and having all this makeup applied to him and these prostheses on his face and everything literally felt like torture to him. And then he put on this great performance where you would never know any of that stuff was going on. But I've done digging and I've done a lot of digging, like I said, and watched extra footage about this movie. And that was one thing that you just never knew. And you don't think about how long it takes these people to get just into makeup and to go out and do their job. It's 2-3 hours sitting in a chair, and then you got to go work for a couple of hours, and then you got to go spend 2 or 3 hours just to get out of it, just to do it all again the next day. And it was an amazing thing to see that kind of interview with him, and getting all that extra feedback. It really made me respect him more on this movie. Obviously I respect him a lot as an actor, but it was just very, very interesting. Obviously this movie is kid friendly. Obviously, as you can tell, I'm a big fan of the movie. I think that it's a staple Christmas watching movie. There are definitely going to be movies on my reviews that are not watching movies, but this is one where, you have the spirit of Christmas being kept alive by one person in a town that just doesn't really care to listen to her. And she stays steadfast, and it means a lot to me for some reason. But at the end of it all, you have the meaning, and that's why, even though it's funny, even though it's entertaining, even though it's whatever, it's still a good Christmas movie. So that's why I like How the Grinch Stole Christmas. So that is my review. Have you seen the movie? What did you think about it? Do you agree or disagree with me? Let me know in the comments down below. But other than that, hopefully your popcorn is always fresh. Hopefully you enjoy your day at the cinema, or a day at home watching movies, because who doesn't love that? Other than that, I am the Screen Watcher, and I will talk to you all next time.